The NFL Draft happens once every year, and it's a chance for all 32 NFL teams to stack their rosters with a young talent. And the worst team from the previous season gets the first overall pick unless they traded it away. Many of these teams capitalize and draft a star player to help them for many years to come, while others draft underperforming players that struggle to stay in the league. And in this video, I will be going over the 5 worst first overall picks in the NFL Draft. In our number 5 spot, we have Jamarcus Russell being drafted by the Oakland Raiders in 2007. Jamarcus Russell played for LSU from 2004 to 2006. During his time at LSU, he would have 6,625 passing yards, 52 passing touchdowns, and 21 interceptions over 3 seasons. In school history, this will put Jamarcus Russell third in passing yards and second in passing touchdowns. Jamarcus Russell only lasted 3 years in the NFL, starting only 25 games and throwing 18 touchdowns and 23 interceptions. He struggled to win games with a quarterback record of 7 wins and 18 losses, while also having a completion percentage of 52.1%. Next up is Bob Feinmore, drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 1947 NFL Draft. Bob's tremendous play at Oklahoma A&M will earn him the nickname the Blonde Bomber. He is a 2-time All-American and once led the nation in total offensive yards. He was a member of the Oklahoma A&M team from 1943 to 1946 and helping them win the 1945 championship in the process. Because of his outstanding achievements, in 1972, Bob would be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. His NFL career, however, would not turn out the same way, as he only played 1 season in the NFL for 10 games, and during these 10 games he would have 1 touchdown and 408 yards from scrimmage. Taking up the 3rd spot on the list is Randy Duncan, who was selected in the 1959 draft by the Green Bay Packers. Randy joined Iowa in 1955, but he couldn't play until the 1956 season, where he earned the backup job. Randy would see some playing time because of injuries to the starting quarterback in his sophomore season, during which he helped the Hawkeyes win the Rose Bowl. Randy's first year as starter in 1957 was amazing, as he was named first team All-Big Ten. But his senior season in 1958 was his most amazing, as he won Big Ten MVP, a Rose Bowl, and finished second in the Heisman voting. But despite being drafted by the Packers, Randy would never go play for them, as the BC Lions in the Canadian Football League offered him more money. He would play for them for 2 seasons, but be cut shortly after. Following his short career in the CFL, Randy would go play for the Dallas Texans in 1961. During his only season there, he started 2 games, completed 37% of his passes, threw 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. For the 2nd spot on our list, we have Bobby Garrett, who was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 1954. Bobby was an All-American at Stanford, but unfortunately I can't find many of his stats. All I know is that in 1953 he led the nation in passing yards and had 16 touchdowns. Bobby Garrett never played a down for the Browns and was traded to the Green Bay Packers because head coach Paul Brown could not deal with Bobby's stutter. Bobby's rookie season will be his last, as he only played the 1954 season and he never started a game. With the Packers, Bobby would attempt 30 passes, complete 15 of them for a completion percentage of 50%, and throw 1 interception. Number 1 on this list will be a 2-way tie between Jay Berwanger and Ernie Davis. Jay was the first ever draft pick in NFL history. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in 1936. Jay was a member of the University of Chicago's football team from 1933 to 1935. During his time in Chicago, he would become an All-American, win Big Ten MVP, and win the Heisman Trophy. Unfortunately, Jay and the Eagles never came to a contract agreement, and he would never play in the NFL. Now it's time for Ernie Davis, the man with the most tragic story on the list. Ernie was a star member of the Syracuse football team from 1959 to 1961. During his time at Syracuse, Ernie was a 2-time All-American, won the Heisman, and helped lead Syracuse to their first ever national championship. All of this led Ernie to the 1962 first overall pick, where he was selected by the Washington Redskins. The Redskins would then immediately trade Ernie to the Cleveland Browns. But before Ernie was able to show off his capabilities in the NFL, he was diagnosed with leukemia and would die less than a year later. This video was not meant to discredit the achievements of these talented athletes. It was simply to show poor decisions by NFL teams that didn't work out in the long run.